My name's Emiliana Stanslaus from Tanzania. I work with Caritas Tanzania and Catholic Tanzania Episcopal Conference Catholic Secretariat in the section of gender and development as a coordinator. In where I work in that section, we are working with 34 dioceses, and in each diocese there is gender development section, which are involved with this community development programs. And this section, gender is a cross-cutting issue. We work in the community. We try to motivate women to be engaged in different activities to make sure that women's rights are prevented and they know their rights and where to report if they are violated. And we also have children's activities, youth, to make sure that all the marginalized groups are served and they have something to do as income generating activity. Last year I participated in the workshop of contextual Bible studies, which was organized here in Nairobi. Before I used to read it and just reflect with how the Bible persuades me, what God is just trying to see what God is telling me through the Bible, and what should I do with my life. But when I came to the workshop, I learned something different. That we have stories like story of Ujamaa, story of Esther, story of David. But those stories, I came to realize that they really reflect the real situation in our community. Because as we implement our programs, we have this gender-based violence. But we never thought of going to the Bible and read the stories. But after I came to this workshop, I learned that gender-based violence was there before. So we can also use Bible as we implement our programs. We can even persuade influence the community to keep on reading Bible. As they learn from the Bible the issues like raping, violence, killing, they were there before, they are not here, so that they can now think more about it, what can be done to reduce that problem in the community. As I go to the community, I know my issues. Maybe I'm going to deal with the gender-based violence. I now look for the text that is related to what I'm going to teach or to tell the community. So I look for it, I get prepared, and then I go prepared. I share with the community relating to the issue which I have prepared to tell them. The church and the contextual Bible studies, they are not that different, because we have learned that when we use Bible and church leadership and contextual Bible studies, the leaders, for example, the priest during the homilies on the Sundays, when they come to the text that related to the how the story that is related to communities, what is going on in the community, like rape, like violence, killing. They normally talk about it. They try to take that out, community, that they can understand that what they are doing, it is wrong thing. They are against the word of God. So they speak it out. After the previous workshop here in Nairobi, I tried to share the knowledge with some people, and after sharing, I went also to a specific place. I thought of having a specific role to introduce and try to do something, at least maybe after a time I can have a good results of what I have introduced. Maybe it has worked out, whether the people like it and it is working. And I went to a place, we formed a group of youth in Kahama, and I introduced this contextual Bible study, and I read the story of Tamar, and let the group to reflect on it, and then they were very happy, and their minds were opened, and then they said, oh, it is true that such problems are still in our community. The brother can go with the sister and no one can talk. Or the the parents, father can rape the daughter and no one can speak. If they report the case to the police, they just don't talk about it. And sometimes even the mother cannot even go to report, fear that he can make a husband feel bad, or people can react badly to the husband, and the family will be in bad situations, so they keep quiet. But regarding to this, we wanted to see the root of that cause. Maybe people have nothing to do. There is a problem of unemployment. The youth have nothing to do, so sitting idle, anyone can think of doing something wrong or illegally. And the group regarding to climate change, they said now we're going to deal with climate change, but as we plan for this, we need to do a fundraising so that we can at least start the small activities like entrepreneurship, or maybe we can have poultry keeping, and maybe we can have this livestock. After sometimes we can earn some money that we can run our project. And then they said now the idea, we have to go to introduce this plan to the church, and on Sundays when people comes for mass, we have to serve them. Maybe we wash the cars and wash the motorcycles and the bicycles, we clean and have the shoe shine where people can bring their shoes and they clean, and then they can pay us a little money that we can save as a capital for our project. They did it about 3 Sundays, but the people in that area, they are not used to, and according to their culture, now they think these youth they are, I don't know, maybe they have nothing to do. They could talk a sort of bad words to them, and sometimes they were not given anything after giving all the service. So some they could give, some they couldn't. They were discouraged with that. So they didn't continue doing that. So they're just there, they say, no, now we have a plan. We really wish to do this because, but they are not that scattered. But if we get something and we work with them, they are capable of. And that is the group that can spread that news, can influence other youth from other areas to still to have that traditional of reading Bible and the traditional of working, planning for an activity that can influence, that can motivate them to work as a good Christian and to work to fight for the right of everyone. And because the gender-based violence nowadays is not only for women, even for men. Yeah. In Tanzania, we have some men who are violated by women, and that though men they don't talk, but some areas it is discovered, and those who have that morale to talk, they report the cases. I have learned a lot. There are some issues which were not very clear, especially we have this the steps on how to read the Bible with the community, and what are the issues that we have, the questions that we have to ask them so that they can reflect and they come up with some actions. Yeah, like the community, we go to that community that they have to see to have that background and to know what was happening in that text, and then we come to the text that we judge now, to know who were the main characters and the roles of those characters, and then we come to see if we have some characters in the community, to enable the community members to analyze and critically think whether such text is related to our way of living, of the things that are happening in the community. And also after there, we give time to reflect and then plan for the next. What should we do to solve such problem in the community? Since it was there before, even in the Bible it is said, but we need to change. So what can we do? Yeah. Also, the methodology of presenting to the community. Sometimes we have, I think methodology is best with a certain group that we meet in. Maybe, for example, if we meet with a group of youth, we see the approach that we can use to give the message to the youth. But if it's a group of older people, or women, or the very poor people, or women that have nothing, when we groups, they are expecting to give something. But now we know, I should know when I go to approach such a group that is expecting me to give something, I have to look for an approach on how can I organize such a group and the methods or approach that I can use. At least them, they have to own that activity, but not me to own. Maybe, for example, I can give the idea, I would like to have a group, or can you maybe have a group of women who can work together and maybe if you need my support, I can come and join you and give whatever I have, and I can assist you with guiding you to do something. Then from there, now I can go with my plan with Bible approach, and then maybe we can plan for entrepreneurship. Maybe they can have this Vikoba saving credit. Then through that, now we can see how we can assist each other.